A few months ago, Havenhythe released Big Game Hunter 2.0, and on release, it definitely had its fair share of problems. Now that a few months have passed, is it still profitable today? And more importantly, is it still worth doing? Let's find out. Most of skilling I do is AFK, but this time I'm hoping an active skilling activity can actually be very profitable. Havenhythe has two different hunts, the giant chinchompa and the giant dashing kebbit. I've already made videos covering both of them and it concluded that the giant dashing kebbit gives better rates, so that is the hunt I'll be focusing on today. Neither hunt has any real chase drops, so almost all of the profit comes from the apex high and the giant meat. Since there aren't any chase drops to rely on, I expect the GP per hour to be much more consistent. Despite what the Grand Exchange price says, the giant meat actually sells for around 600k each at the moment. Unfortunately, it's also required SP for the hunt, so to prepare for 10 hours of hunting, I had to invest over 200 million GP just to have enough bait for 10 hours. With this much at stake, this better be worth it. Now, I won't go too much detail into how the hunt works. I've already made a full guide if you're interested. Before starting the grind, I went and captured some mobs at the giant chinchompa area. These will make the hunt much smoother by speeding up the trap assembly, removing one mushroom color from the puzzle, and increasing the maximum aggression bar. To keep things simple, the hunt is very similar to the Anachronia one. Assemble the traps, build the center trap, lure the giant cabbit across the traps, figure out which mushroom color deals the most damage, complain when you fail, complain when you searched incorrectly, and complain because you got too greedy. Once the cabbit's health bar is depleted, place the bait in the middle, let the boulder crush it, skin the creature, and repeat the whole process for the rest of the hour. At least the materials within the hunt stay for the whole hour. I'll now show you the loot from each hour. 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, and 10 hours. After 10 hours, excluding the cannonballs, this is everything I managed to obtain. I still had 21 giant meat baits left over, so I'm just gonna sell those back on the Grand Exchange. In summary, I consumed 299 bait for 1,494 giant cabbit meat and 5,075 apex hide. I'm not going to manually adjust the prices either, so I just throw everything into the Grand Exchange and see what actually sells. I started with around 1.1 billion GP. After buying all the bait, I went down to 900 million, and once everything was sold after 10 hours, I ended up at around 1.8 billion GP. So even a few months after release, this method is still making roughly 70 million plus GP per hour. Well, there you have it. If you've been wondering whether Havenhythe Big Game Hunter 2.0 is still profitable today, the answer is yes. Will it stay at around 70 million GP per hour forever? Who knows? Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and bye bye.